Well, part of the fun of all this is getting rid of everybody else's furniture that they left behind. So I could just load these up in a trailer, but the dump is 45 miles away to the landfill. I have 5 dumpster canisters here at the apartment, so I can just cut these apart and run them through that avenue. Also got a couple of these twins that were left behind. I'm just going to cut them apart, feed them through the garbage system. So this is actually an old style of mattress. It's got the coil springs in it, very similar to what I use in coach and carriage work. And then it's covered with this cotton batting, which is also similar to carriage work. Very common to use cotton batting. Inside is this kind of a woven material. It's to simulate the horsehair. And this exact same material, I've done seats on my 48 Willys Jeep, and it's the same material that was used on those seats. Now, in contrast to that, the second mattress that I have is the same size overall, but it's all much less expensive. It all has foam on it instead of this cotton batting. So this is actually a really older style of mattress. And sometimes this cotton batting here is reusable. I have salvaged some of it from a number of mattresses that I've done this exact same thing to, because it is the same material that's in a coach or carriage seat. These are all attached to the coil springs in here, but what we know is hog rings. Now, hog ring got that name because that's exactly what they were used for. They would put these in the snout of a hog to prevent them from rooting, because it made their nose sensitive, which otherwise is a very destructive shovel. So this spring, I have an accumulation of these that I'll just add to my scrap iron pile. And when I go back to town sometime and scrap prices are right, I just add this to my salvage pile and I recycle them. All go into the dumpster. They'll all end up in the same place. This just saves me round trip about 90 miles. Oh, it takes me maybe 10 minutes to cut one of these mattresses apart. This way I can filter to the system, send her down the road. Generally, I don't save anything out of these. Foam is not usable. So this all just goes down the road. much cheaper style of inner springs. They aren't the nice coil springs like the old ones were. Much more inexpensively built. All that goes to the garbage. And these queens are a lot more material, but they all come apart like the rest of it. Serta, the world's best mattress. And piece by piece, they all go away. This is a Dacron material. Oh, there's a song that goes, horse stood around with his foot on the ground, horse stood around with his foot on the ground, horse stood around with his foot on the ground, horse stood around with his foot on the ground. Same song, second verse, a little bit louder and a little bit worse. Horse stood around with his foot on the ground. We had a little delay on the windows, but this is the entryway, would have been the lobby. And I think I'm going to stack the windows. I've got 48 of them coming in. I'm going to stack the windows in here for the time being. So I'm kind of curious what's underneath this paneling. Yeah, a little more gap down here maybe. A lot of this building is still original lath and plaster. The telltale sign that there was something attached to the wall here. And down on the baseboard, this is the vinyl stuff. This was the original height of the old baseboard. I got a 9-inch span, 9.5. That's got to be a 10-inch baseboard. That's one of those things that I would like to go back to that original style baseboard instead of this glued on vinyl stuff. That's kind of cool. Whoops. A little hard on my curtains, huh? Well, it's really pretty nice shape. This original plaster, not a lot of cracks, pretty decent. I'll use my step ladder and get up on top. I was just kind of curious what's underneath some of this old paneling. I really like the idea of this really wide baseboard. I think I'm going to go back with that same style. These window frames where they're painted, they still are the original top plate, sills, all this type of stuff. I'll see what it takes to maybe strip these, bring them back down, possibly to bare wood again with a natural finish. Yep, Long journey starts with the first step. This might be the first step. Yeah, I'm going to have to take off my curtain rods here. These have been not on the window frame itself, but nailed right on over top of this paneling. So I'm going to have to take these curtain rods off. Not a big deal. These are insulated curtains, kind of help keep some of the cold out of this lobby. This curtain rod was done a little different. Well, part of this is it has to get uglier before it gets better. Just taking off some of this facelift stuff that was put on in the 60s, maybe early 70s, just kind of that vintage. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what's underneath. Kind of a fun process. I kind of enjoy it. Anyway, hope you enjoy it. Appreciate you following along.